and I have another that's 2 months old. And when they're older and they look back at this time in history, they can look back and ask me, and I can with pride say, I did my part. I stood. I held the line when everyone just kind of ran off, and when everyone just was too busy doing their own thing and oblivious or didn't care. I held the line. My grandfather and my family suffered a lot in Cuba. My mom's side of the family, their land was taken from them. They were farmers, and they were left with nothing. Had to come here to the United States, legally, by the way, and had to work from the ground up again in a new country without knowing the language. Came in here and made businesses, started legal businesses, created jobs, and made an impact. And this country was amazing, and there was no other place like it. And for my dad's parents, they suffered a lot too. They were professionals in that my grandmother had a doctorate degree in education. My grandfather had a master's degree in economics. My grandfather worked in the National Bank of Cuba, worked his way up. I can't remember if he was the head of the National Bank or one of the top ones, but he had a lot of high-level access. And at the end of the revolution, Fidel's revolution, he was just seeing everything that was happening, and he said, no, this is wrong. I don't like what's happening here. This is not what we were fighting for. This is not what we wanted. And he stood against it. Their degrees were stripped from them. All their hard work gone. My grandfather was sent to voluntary work camp in the sugarcane fields, and you got sent there to re-educate you, or just for you to die. And God held him. God protected him. He got sick, very sick, and was able to make it back home, and through a miracle was able to escape from the country with my dad and aunt and grandmother, and went to Puerto Rico, and then eventually here to Tampa, Florida. But he risked his life to do what was right. And my grandfather, holding the line for what was right, holding the line for freedom, as a result gave me and now my kids a better opportunity. If he would have stayed there and done nothing, if he would have stayed quiet, I wouldn't exist. I wouldn't be here. And if I did exist, I would be living in a place that doesn't know what, I would not know what freedom looked like, felt like. I want to do that for my kids. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know where it's going to go from here. I don't know if it's just going to kind of just boil over after this event and everything's going to be all nice and rainbows and sunflowers. I don't know. I've read the end of the Bible. I know it's going to get nasty at some point. But at least I can say I was faithful. And I'm nothing special. I'm just a regular person. But God is the only thing that's special in me. He's done so much for me, and I wouldn't be who I am without him. And I can just do my best. And if my best is just to stand and hope in God, I know he won't disappoint me. I'm not afraid of what could happen to me, what could happen to my church. The horrible story of the Fogel family, I'm not afraid of what can happen to mine. Because I know that they can kill me. They can do whatever they can to me physically, but I know that my spirit is in God's hands. And I know that the truth will win in the end. And I know that if I stand on the rock of truth, on God's truth, we're going to be left standing. So I just want to thank you guys, because you guys are an inspiration. You guys held the line first. You rallied us all. Thank you for being obedient to God's call. And I humbly thank you. I pray that God truly blesses you.